Round 7 of the 2019 Club 73 Karting Championship brings the series to the Red Lodge circuit in Suffolk, not far from Bury St Edmunds, and over 60 kart racers are here to do battle across 4 races on a cold and slightly blustery evening in the Suffolk countryside. The drivers on the grid for our first race of the day, the A final, with some of the quickest kartists in the series out there, and the drivers will be trying to knock Jake Taplin off the top of the overall points chart tonight. The Super Pro category drivers feature in this A final. We have 3 of them out there: Jake Taplin, Paul Gasson and also Taylor Norton, with Taplin currently holding quite a healthy lead in the points table, but he lines up at the very back of the grid. 16 karts out there on track for this one, for what will be a 30-lap race. Paul Gasson will line up in 12th place, while Taylor Norton is in 15th on the back row of the grid. In pole position on kart number 1 is Andy Orford. He currently sits 13th in the overall points table. Most of these drivers in this race in the Pro category, a couple of Clubman Plus runners and 1 Clubman category runner. That's Steve Parkey, who lines up in 6th position. But on pole position it is Andy Orford alongside Ben Johnson in number 2. The karts lining up in numerical order. We're missing Mark Puxty, who should have been 3rd on the grid, in number 3. So number 4 starts there alone. Luke Reed on row 2. The 3rd row of the grid, Alex Cass on the number 5, and number 6, which is Steve Parkey. Then on the 4th row, number 7, Josh Williams, and Jess Coupland on the number 8. She's followed by Clinton Bell on number 9, Lee Chapman number 10. 6th row 11 of Tom Langford, 12 is Paul Gasson, and row 7, 13 Harry Graham and 14 Malk West. The final row of the grid, Taylor Norton and Jake Taplin. A late change of karts for Paul Gasson. The reason for a brief pause before this one gets underway. He's just making his way round to the grid. And then we will be underway with the first of our finals here at Red Lodge. Round 7 of 10 in this year's championship. Ella Park, Lakeside and Buckmore Park still to come this year. Jake Taplin looking for his second A final win of the season. He won at round 3 at Lakeside. Had a couple of other top 3s in finals. His lowest position this year was 5th in the A final at round 6 at Buckmore Park. His main rival in the championship, Jack Goldsmith, not out here at round 7. He's had a few final wins this year, including the last 3 A finals at Wilton Mill, Bayford and Buckmore Park. About to go racing then here with the A final at Red Lodge. We are underway, the green light is on, and down towards the first turn goes Andy Orford into the lead in karts at number 1. Coming through from the 2nd row, number 3 is up there, number 4 I should say, of Luke Reed, who's going to come through in 2nd place. It looks like it is Reed there on kart number 4, but it's number 1 of Andy Orford who has got the early lead as they head round the first couple of hairpins and out towards the back of the circuit. A nice fast-paced start for everybody. 15 karts on this grid. We're without the number 3 of Mark Puxty. Down the back straight they head then. Before they're in 3rd place, that is Luke Reed. Paul Gasson already making progress from towards the back of the lineup after a late change of kart at the start of this one. Start to sort themselves out then further back in the order, but it is the number 1 of Andy Orford who has got the lead ahead of number 2 Ben Johnson in the black. Luke Reed in 3rd place. They've pulled away around the opening lap very slightly. Looks like it's Alex Cass in 4th place on kart number 5. Looking out for Jake Taplin towards the back of the order. There he is in the blue suit with the black crash helmet, already fighting it out there in the midfield. He goes a bit wide there off the right-hander. First 3 breaking away very slightly now. As the race starts to settle in into the back straight, it is number 1 of Andy Orford who has got the early lead, chased by number 2 Ben Johnson, the 2 front row men. Alex Cass on number 5 in 4th place. Paul Gasson is already up into 5th. He's got ahead of number 7 there, Josh Williams. The rest of the pack heads through. Already Jake Taplin is well into the top 10 here on kart number 16 in the blue suits. Made up a hatful of places around the first couple of laps. 2 leaders breaking away slightly now from number 4 Luke Reed. Having a look on the outside there, he's starting to attack now Ben Johnson on the back of number 1 Andy Orford. They come through turns 1 and 2, gives them a bit of a bump there as they head through the right-hander. Reid just looking on from 3rd place here. He's quite a way down the points. He's a pro-class driver. Andy Orford, Clubman Plus. Ben Johnson is pro, and they're side by side briefly there as they head towards the back straights. Orford looking for his pursuers there as they head down the straight into this long left-hander. Seems never ending, this corner. But it tightens again on the exit and deposits the drivers almost immediately into another right-hander. Defensive work by Orford here in the early stages of this race. It should take almost half an hour, I would think. 30 laps of Red Lodge. Towards the end of another lap, and the leaders run a bit wide there coming through the final corner. This could be Ben Johnson's opportunity. He's going for the inside into turn 1. He's going through. Ben Johnson takes the lead. Luke Reid's going to have some of this as well. He goes through into 2nd place, and the dice for 4th is now headed by Paul Gasson on number 12, the Super Pro class driver. He's got ahead of Alex Cass. He's in the pro category. They're starting to close the gap to the 3 leaders now. Jake Taplin, I think, is almost up into that group as well now. We'll see where he's got up to in a moment, but your new leader is Ben Johnson on kart number 2, chased by Luke Reid on the number 4. Down the left-hander they head. 3rd place is number 1 of Andy Orford. Led the first couple of laps, just couldn't quite hold back there into turn 1 after running a little wide at the end of the lap. Gasson is 4th, and Taplin already from the back of the grid is up to 5th. He's got ahead of Alex Cass now for 5th position. Through come the leaders. Beats another lap, Ben Johnson, keeping his eye on Luke Reid there. Here comes Alex Cass, here comes Jake Taplin rather up the inside into 4th place, past Paul Gasson. Cass in 6th, Josh Williams is 7th. There's the man to watch, championship leader in Club 73 this year, Jake Taplin. Also leading the Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series in their super light category. He's so quick at the wheel of a kart is Jake, and he's catching the 3 leaders already. We're only a few minutes into this 30-lap race. Taplin into 4th now. Luke Reid is trying for the lead here towards the end of another lap. Ben Johnson in the black and red holding him off. Out towards the completion of another lap here at Red Lodge. Jake Taplin has got the leaders in his sights. Andy Orford trying to fight back in 3rd place in the number 1. Taplin is the man to watch here. Ben Johnson continues to lead the way. Pro category man, he's made the A final at every round bar 2 this year. C finalist in round 2, which was at Red Lodge in the reverse direction earlier this season. And he was a B finalist at Lakeside Karting in round 3 as Orford attacks back again for 2nd place. Taplin's there on his bumper though. It's the wrong side for the left-hander. And Luke Reid holds 2nd place. Here comes Taplin at the inside. He's going to take 3rd. Surely he might even get 2nd. White bobs back in behind Luke Reid. This is allowing Ben Johnson to get away at the front of the field, and Paul Gasson has caught this group as well. Taplin is up to 3rd. He's going for 2nd. Gasson going for 4th. So Andy Orford is going to be down to 5th position here in this A final. Finals will be run the A first, then the B, C and D, as here comes number 16, Jake Taplin, last on the grid, up to 2nd as he goes into turn 1. Gasson's up to 4th. 5 for the lead now. They're well clear of everybody else, headed by Alex Cass and Josh Williams. Still Ben Johnson who leads. Jake Taplin 3rd in the D final at the opening round at Rye House. Round 2, he was 2nd in the A final at Red Lodge in the reverse direction. 1 at Lakeside in round 3, was 3rd in the A final at Wilton Mill in round 4. 2nd in the A at Bayford in round 5, and then 5th at Buckmore Park in round 6. Impressive run of results for him this year. Luke Reid, meanwhile, has not yet been in the top 3 of the final. Best result he had was 4th in the A final in round 3 at Lakeside. He's still there in 3rd place, chased by Paul Gasson. He's had 2 final wins this year at Rye House and Wilton Mill. They were both B final victories. It's all over the back of Luke Reid now for 3rd place. Andy Orford still there in 5th. The best he's had this year is a 2nd in a C final at Red Lodge at round 2. The B finals for most of the rounds so far this year, as Jake Taplin has now got the lead away from Ben Johnson. Jake Taplin into the lead then. Surely only a matter of time before he took over. Last on the grid to 1st place. In less than 10 minutes, less than 1/3 of this race. Reed in third place. He's 5, well clear of the rest of the pack. Josh Williams, I think, is now up into 6th position, with Alex Cass having dropped behind possibly Jess Coupland in there in 7th place. We'll try and pick up on that in a moment as Paul Gasson attacks for 3rd place. Gets his nose chopped there by Luke Reed in the fight for 3rd position. And the Orford keeping pace with the lead group here. Gasson attacks to try and get into that 2nd position. 3rd position, I should say, and then go after the top 2. Down the back straight they head, these 3 dropping back from the leading pair now as Gasson has a look again into this long left-hander. Drivers lean their way into it. Reed holding that 3rd place as Jake Taplin, well, now he's got the lead, he's pulling away at the front of the field. He'll be into back marker traffic fairly shortly. Controlling the pace as we've seen so often this year. The kart tracks of the south of England. Gasson up the inside, surely he's got the place this time into turn 1. Over the curb he goes. Has he got the place into turn 2? Yes, he has. Andy Orford trying to get back into the mix as well. Bash into the side of Luke Reed. Too many karts in too small a space there, and again up the curb. Andy Orford, you're not getting past me, says Luke Reed, and holds that 4th place. Gasson will now get away and attack Ben Johnson rather, for 2nd place. Except Glenn Orford, we're going to see out later on there, apologies there. First 5 well ahead. The battle for 6th headed by Josh Williams. Pick up on the fights further back later on. Jake Taplin is checked out at the front of the field here, he's away. Position 16 up to position 1 in the first third of the race. Looking unstoppable already here, looking for his 2nd A final win of the season. And the Orford all over Luke Reed here. Jake Taplin, he's already played his points doubling joker this season. That was at round 2 at Red Lodge, and he finished 2nd in his final, in the A final, to pick up 44 points. His main championship rival Jack Goldsmith in the Super Pro category is not out here today. He's really got the 3 Super Pro drivers, Paul Gasson and Taylor Norton, the other 2. Taylor Norton a bit further back in the pack, started 15th. Where he's got up to fairly shortly. And the Orford continues to harry our 4th place man Luke Reed on hooking kart number 4. Taplin leads, Johnson 2nd. Gasson reeling them in. Then the battle for 4th place. Fast-paced start to our finals here at Red Lodge. Battle further back in the order. Josh Williams facing, might be Clinton Bell ahead of him there. There's number 10, Taylor Norton. He's a bit further back in the order. And number 10, sorry, Lee Chapman, not Taylor Norton. He's on number 15. Apologies there. And the Orford goes for the inside, coming out of the left-hander into the back straight. Still can't get past Luke Reed. Good battles all the way down the order in this one, as we saw. Make their way out of the back section of the circuit, back towards the grid. Leaders a little more spread out now, the top 3. Swinging their way out of the final corner. Still this battle for 4th is the highlight. This time Orford's got a run on the inside as they come down towards turn 1. Up over the curb again, that bounces you about a bit, but he's got the line for turn 2 and he's through. Up into 4th position goes Andy Orford. Past Luke Reed, now down to business of trying to catch 3rd place man Paul Gasson, still going after Ben Johnson for that 2nd place. I don't think they're going to catch Jake Taplin here though. Seems to be away and gone in front. Fight for 6th is still led by Josh Williams on the number 7 kart. He's quite a long way back now. Goes on. Doing a complete another lap. There's Paul Gasson in the blue and turquoise, in the turquoise and black kart suit. There goes the fight for 4th place. Behind them, the battle for 6th. The length of the grid further back now as Luke Reed back to the inside at turn 2 and he goes through, back up into 4th position. Great dice between these two. Orford, a Clubman Plus driver, and Luke Reed, a Pro Class driver. He goes too wide there through the right-hander, Luke Reed. He could lose the position again here. Yes, Andy Orford back in front. Continue to swap places like there's no tomorrow here, these two for fourth. Andy Orford, who led the first few laps of this race. Jake Taplin away and gone now. The battle further back in the order. Number 9 of Clinton Bell has indeed got ahead of Josh Williams. Clinton Bell in the Pro category. His best result third in the A final at Bayford in round 5. Ahead of Williams up into 6th position. Race battle goes across the line. Quite a gap back to Bell in 6th. Williams in 7th. Rest a long way behind. Jake Taplin continues to lead the way. Into the back straight he goes. Several seconds up now on his opposition. Johnson's still there in 2nd place. It's a good run by Ben Johnson, the Pro category driver. 3rd, 4th and 5th still Gasson ahead of Orford and Reed. Here's the battle for 6th place. Clinton Bell right down behind his steering wheel, almost like a motorcycle racer there, as he stays ahead of Josh Williams. Around that long loop midway through the lap. He's in the navy blue suit in 7th place. Look up who's next in the order fairly shortly. I think it's possibly Taylor Norton who's next through in the 15. Fight for 6th goes on. Williams trying to close back up again and retake 6th position. He goes to the inside of turn 2, goes through. Bell running wide there, fights back. This time it's Williams who goes a bit wide there. Enjoying this, these two, fighting for 6th position. Clinton Bell, a Pro category driver. Josh Williams in Clubman Plus. The Orford back ahead of Luke Reed yet again in that battle for 4th place. Good to see Andy Orford battling away for a major place in an A final. Down in around 13th place in the points coming into this round. Williams, meanwhile, has had a final win this year. He won the B final at round 5 at Bayford, beating among others Clinton Bell in the process. And these two having a great scrap here. Bell's back ahead in 6th position on this lap. They're well ahead of the next fight for 8th place. Still a long way to go in this A final for the Club 73 Karting Championship here at Red Lodge. Here comes the 4th place fight. And the Orford still ahead of Luke Reed. He's pulled away by a couple of lengths there. Paul Gasson going through in the foreground, still in 3rd position. Taylor Norton and Lee Chapman incidentally are battling in the next group for 8th place. The battle between Clinton Bell and Josh Williams, still fighting it out for 6th and 7th. Williams up the inside into turn 1. They're almost side by side there. He was almost up on the curb. Williams is going through into the hairpin section. Yes, he's done it. Through turns 2 and 3. Can he hold the place for the rest of the lap? Bell ready to attack on this tight right-hander. Deceptive corner, that one. Easy to run wide. They both ran wide there. Then up to the left-hander at turn 6 into the back straight. Tries to lean Williams wide there, Clinton Bell. Doesn't manage it. Williams ahead. South African flag displayed on his crash helmet, I noticed there. He's gone wide through the loop at the far end of the circuit, and Bell goes through. Back up into 6th position. Great fight between these two. Leader will be well into back marker traffic by now. 6th and 7th fight goes through next. Through, here's a battle further back in the order. 3 carts line astern. They've already been lapped by Jake Taplin in this trio. Waiting for 2nd place man Ben Johnson to come through. There he is, being reeled in by Paul Gasson now for 2nd place. There's the fight for 4th. Orford ahead of Reed. It's opened up just a little bit now, and next to it will be our fight between Clinton Bell and Josh Williams. Clinton Bell back ahead. Enjoying this, fighting it out with Josh Williams. Through the loop at the far end of the circuit they go, then back up into the right-hander. Taplin continues to lead the way, already onto his next lap up towards turns 4 and 5. Through the right-hander, then up towards the back straight once again. He's all on his own, barring the occasional back marker. I don't think he's going to be caught here, Jake Taplin. He's heading for his second A-final win of the season. A podium in all the finals contested this year, except for Buckmore Park in round 6 when he was picked in A-final there. Wolford still pulling away slightly from Reed for 4th and 5th position. Bell still ahead of Josh Williams. That's the fight for 6th and 7th place. The rest of them come through. There's the number 10 of Lee Chapman battling with Alex Cass on number 5. Number 8 in there as well. That's Jessica Coupland. 4-way fight here going on further down the lower reach of the top 10. Number 13, Harry Graham in the yellow and black there in this group as well. Battle further back in the order. Number 14 is in that fight. That's Mount West. This lot being lapped by Paul Gasson there at the back of this group. Mount West in the black and white suit there in the purple crash helmets. Fighting it out here, and Paul Gasson's going to try and make his way through this lot. He got squeezed to the inside there, down the straights. To the far end of the circuit. He's got past a couple of those karts now. Mount West, and I think that's Tom Langford in the red suit there, in there with them. Gap between 2nd and 3rd was coming down until Gasson met those back markers at the worst possible place. Number 6 being lapped as well. That's Steve Parkey. Looking behind him, he's going to let the quicker runners through at turn 1. Driving Steve Parkey, number 6. He's a Clubman class runner. He's the current points leader in the Clubman class, if memory serves me correctly. Great to see him in an A final. Best result in a final this year, second in the C final at round 5 at Baker. Steve Parkey. Now a lap down, being challenged here by Tom Langford. He's a pro class runner. Come through the quicker drivers, trying to signal their intentions to get through and get the lapped runners to let them by. Here's our fight for 6th place once again. It's Clinton Bell looking down at on his kart there. Well, he just lost out to Josh Williams. Has Bell got a problem, I wonder? He was looking down at the left side of the kart there as they came down the straights. Back to the inside, as meantime Paul Gasson has almost caught Ben Johnson now for 2nd place. Now they're clear of this fight, 3 wide going up towards the hairpin. Oh, that's could have ended in disaster. Andy Orford trying to get through, bash! Sends one of the back markers out wide there. I think that was Tom Langford. He's been trying to get past this lot for nearly a lap now, Andy Orford. He's finally managed it. Now they're going to get the same treatments here from Luke Reed. Orford's moved away from that dice now. Looks like Langford has moved ahead of the pair he was battling with. The number 11 kart there. This is great stuff back in the order. We've got Mount West in there behind him and Steve Parkey as well. This is the battle at the tail end of the field. Luke Reed's caught in the middle of it now. And the backmarker's trying to point where he wants Luke Reed to go. Interesting tactics to let the quicker runners through. Number 11, Tom Langford, is seems more reluctant to give way here. Luke Reed's going to try the outside run this time. The number 14 there, that's Mount West on the bumper of Steve Parkey. They're fighting it out for 14th place in this race. Scrap there, even if it is for the tail end of the field. Luke Reed has still not got past Tom Langford, being a bit obstinate here. Meanwhile, Paul Gasson, now he's clear of back markers, has caught Ben Johnson. He's on his tail for 2nd place. Towards the end of the lap once again, Gasson trying to make his move there on the right-hander. Will he make it stick here? Through towards the final corner. That's the pit entrance. Johnson's looking for him. Gasson, a super pro class runner. He's had a couple of final wins this year. That's Rye House and also at Wilton Mill. I don't think he'll catch Jake Taplin here, but he can get 2nd place away from Ben Johnson. This result Ben's had this year is a couple of 4th places. Here they come. Luke Reed has finally got past the back marker there, Tom Langford. Like for second now starting to heat up. Paul Gasson putting Ben Johnson under pressure for that second place. Leading the way, it is Jake Taplin. There's a fight further up in the midfield. Harry Graham on the tail of the number 10 of Lee Chapman there. Jessica Coupland in behind them, and Alex Cass has dropped to the back of that group as there is our leader, Jake Taplin. Getting through towards the back of the circuit, all on his own. A great season he's having. He'll have a very substantial lead in the championship with 3 rounds to go if he wins here. 3 rounds at Ella Park, back to Lakeside and back to Buckmore Park for the finale. Sneaks his way through towards the end of another lap. He's got this race under control. He is heading for another victory here at Red Lodge. Through turn 1 he goes. Battle is still on between Harry Graham and Lee Chapman further back. Coupland down the inside here at the far end of the circuit, passes Harry Graham. The most rapid female karters in this championship. See Jess up there fighting away. Alex Cass in there as well. Started well, but has slipped back a bit. This battle going on for 9th place. Taylor Norton up ahead of this lot. Number 15, not seen him yet in this race. Came through from the back row of the grid. 4 of them fight it out. Harry Graham under pressure now from Alex Cass. Coming towards the end of this A final now. Surely going to be a win for Jake Taplin. Here's the fight for second place. Paul Gasson still on the tail of Ben Johnson. He hasn't managed to get past him. He tries to do the cutback on turn 1. Has he got a run in this time? Yes, finally got him into turn 2. Gasson up to second. Chased by Ben Johnson. He's back up the inside. He's going to try and retake the place here. Turns 4 and 5. He's got him, but he could run wide on the exit here. This is great stuff. Through towards the back straight. It's Johnson still ahead of Paul Gasson. Towards the left-hander at the far end of the circuit. And Gasson gets through again. He tries, he has a look. We don't see much overtaking at this part of the circuit. Towards the right-hander at turn 8. Johnson hanging on for dear life in second place. Gasson tries again as they head past the pit entrance down towards turns 9 and 10, the end of the lap. Over the grid they come. Going to go down to the last lap, I think. We're in the closing stages now of this A final. Towards turns 1 and 2 they come. It's still Johnson from Gasson for second place. Jake Taplin some 16 seconds up the road here. He's actually showing on the timing as a lap up on everybody else, but I don't think that's right. He hasn't lapped the entire field. Inside comes Gasson, tries again into the left-hander. Is he going to get second place here? They're side by side as they come through to the exit. Johnson, I thought, was going to have the inside line with the right-hander, but Gasson managed to get the cut back and take second place. But they're well behind. Jake Taplin, a dominant drive from him. Position 16 up to position 1 in the first third of this race. Jake Taplin is heading for victory here at Red Lodge. Heads up towards the left-hander at turn 6 into the back straights. Just a couple of corners to negotiate for him now. Meantime, there is Josh Williams. Well, he could have lost out there to backmarker Tom Langford. Again, being obstinate while being lapped. And sliding wide there, somebody going off. Who was that? Spinning off the number 14 of Mount West, going off there at turn 2. As Jake Taplin comes in out of the final corner, takes the flag. Jake Taplin wins the A final here at Red Lodge, giving us a quick wave as he crosses the line there. Always fairly modest in his celebrations is Jake. This battle still going on further back. Lee Chapman ahead of Jess Coupland. Then Alex Cass has got ahead of Harry Graham. This is the battle for 9th position. That's going to go right down to the wire. As they head round into turn 7 for the last time. Alex Cass on the tail of Coupland in the white suit there. So Lee Chapman has done enough at the front of this group. Jake Taplin has already taken the flag. He slows his kart down. Gives the marshals a wave on his slow down lap as here comes the battle for 9th place in to take the flag. Chapman will get the place ahead of Coupland, just ahead of Cass and Harry Graham behind them. Good race between those four in the midfield. So the A final comes to an end then here at Red Lodge this evening. This is a dominant victory for Jake Taplin. He won by nearly 17 seconds in the end ahead of Paul Gasson, who just beat Ben Johnson to the line by a couple of tenths. Andy Orford in 4th place, winning out in his early battle with Luke Reed. Josh Williams in 6th, Taylor Norton getting ahead of Clinton Bell, then Chapman, Coupland, Cass and Graham next home. Tom Langford a lap down ahead of Mount West and Steve Clarkey. Mark Puxley was a non-starter. Good stuff there then in our A final. Well done to Jake Taplin, who extends his championship lead with a victory in the A final.